I have made a lot of change in my life. I have changed several careers, and I recall at one point in time when I had changed career and had gone back to studying, and I was a mother of children and married at that point in time to Ian. I can remember going to a tertiary institute to study when I had one apple. That was all I could afford. I had no money to go to the canteen and to buy lunch or dinner. I had one apple for the day. I knew that was going to come to an end. I knew that was just for a period of time. And how do you cope with that? How do you get through that? You have to have the vision in front of you of what you're doing, what you're studying, what's it for, what's the picture that I have that when I finish this is what I'm going to be doing. And that was the vision that got me through. Change means change. Change doesn't mean I've got an intellectual understanding of change. It means I have to make change in my behavior. I deal with many as a person and have dealt with many as a person who has been in a job, they haven't liked a job, or in fact they've been warned that if they don't make certain change, they're going to be terminated from a job. And they'll go and they'll find another job, but they'll behave in exactly the same way. And they will carry out their daily interactions with people within that workplace in the same way. And lo and behold, they're back to see you in 2 years' time and they're saying, it's happened to me again. I can't believe it's happened to me again. And of course you're pointing out, well, it's happened to you again because you're doing the same thing. You have not made change. Very few people can get the concept of true change. Many people get the intellectual understanding of what change is, but do not bring it into their being to say, how I behaved yesterday is not working for me. I have to change my attitude. I have to change how I speak. I have to change my tone. I have to change my expectation. I have to become more gracious. I need to become more tolerant. I need to become more compassionate if I'm to succeed along my journey. The translation of the thought to the feeling to the real understanding of I must change how I behave is small with many people, very small.
When someone is in a workplace, as described by Pearl previously, where they're feeling trapped, what's really happening is that they're not cognizant of the fact that there's this thing in them called a spirit, them, the real them. And it's feeling it's not free. It's feeling like it's corralled. And it can't grow and it can't express. And it keeps driving everything in you to do something different. Most people say, I'll shift the chairs on the Titanic and I'll do exactly the same thing in another company which buys me 12 months, and then we get back to this scenario that Pearl's referred to. But it's not about that at all. It's about how can I set this spirit free? How can I allow that to grow and expand so I'm that different person automatically because I'm doing what makes me excited? We would say at times, look for what you're passionate about, but that passion is because that allows your spirit to grow. Freedom's what we're looking for.
What does change really mean? And how are you going to do it? How are you going to confront your fears? And how are you going to do it? And when your fears get really heightened, what are you going to do to cope with that to take the next step?
So what kind of people would you like to see join you in September?
Anyone who wants to change, who seriously wants to change, who's frustrated at listening to recruiters, at listening to what employers want, who's shifting the chairs on the Titanic, who says, aha, I do have something in me that wants to be free. I do feel caged by this system. I do want to find what's right for me. Moreover, the blockages, but the courage to overcome my fear to do what I want to do and what's right for me.
And to be able to expose to people what it is they really always dreamt about doing. The statistics of people who dreamt when they were a child of, this is what I'm going to do when I grow up, who's never ever done it because School has told them something different, society's told them something different, religion has, parents have, and they've chosen a career that is not what they want to do at all. So it's getting people back into the imagination of being small, of what do you really want to do, and what do you need now? What are the tools you need? Is it more study, and how is that possible? Is it just completely looking to left field that you've never thought of before? Does it mean dropping in salary for a period of time? It's being able to help people to do all of that and to show them that that's really not that difficult to do. It might mean you're uncomfortable for a period of time, and it will be. And it's helping people to understand that that's okay. It's only for a period of time.
Having had a lot of career changes, always out of frustration, always trying to find what was something I could do that was worthwhile. And that was the trajectory underneath everything, what's worthwhile. And through all of that was my spiritual growth and spiritual work, which wasn't always in the early days allowed to shine through in what we did. But when it could, and that became possible, that we could see a way, and with that came all sorts of risks and fears that had to be overcome, and financial consequences. When they're put into perspective and you see the difference in myself as a consequence of doing everything that I needed to do, that was worthwhile. And that's one of the great tests. What's worthwhile for you, and how can you see a way to do it? At what cost? But mostly, what's the gain?
It's about starting to dream now. Dream what the change might feel like. Starting to put that dream into reality. What are the steps I need to put this dream into reality? It's wonderful to have dreams. We all need to have dreams. But a dream is just a dream. We have to then do something about it to bring it into actuality.